Hello everyone, this is Neo Reality Entertainment. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the first 4 issues of the Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith 2017 Marvel comic. As just today, the 4th issue was released, and we're going to get about a dozen more afterwards. Now, this picks up immediately following after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Well, yes and no on that. Like, immediately after Darth Vader shouts, "No!" and whatnot, which has turned to a meme. But yeah, here's the thing. When I heard that Darth Vader was getting a comic and it was said to be taking place immediately following episode 3, I was in the mind, I probably am one of the few people that were like not happy with this. It's not because Darth Vader as a character is cool and whatnot, and Marvel, and it's the fact that it's a comic. Like, I was thinking, like, wow, with this reboot, Disney could really bank on making a really dark, gritty Darth Vader movie with a psychological edge to it, because we get to see Vader at his weakest. Like, he's damaged, he's broken, he's lost the love of his life, he's lost everything, and now he has to live with that for 20 years, and he has to kill the people he cared about, he has to go and hunt down those he once called comrades, he had to go ahead and do this and that. Like, originally I was planning to make a Darth Vader potential movie idea what they could do, but seeing as what they're doing in the Darth Vader comic, I've scrapped that. Yeah, I'm depressed about that, so what can I do? I'm not Disney. So, yeah, Darth Vader immediately force pushes Palpatine into one of the walls. Yeah, I love the way to start this relationship. And, of course, the first few issues involves Darth Vader attempting to build his lightsaber. Like, in Legends, it was fairly simple. Sith used synthetic crystals made of red, since there were no such thing as red crystals, surprisingly. And they go ahead and just make a synthetic one, and even damage it to make it more unstable and have more power to it. But here, they scrapped that. They brought back synthetic crystals from the Legends canon, but to a smaller extent of how it's used. Instead, they use a process called bleeding, and I thought that was a stupid process because it just makes the Sith sound more evil. Especially the way Palpatine described it in the comic. So, in the first issue at least. And we're probably going to see how this process goes in the 5th issue when it comes out, which I'll talk about 5 through 8 afterwards. But I will talk about some things I have heard about what's coming in after 4 and whatnot. So, moving on. So, Darth Vader goes through this, is told right away after getting surgery, pretty much, and getting a suit, he is told, okay, I know you're having a traumatic time, you lost your wife, you lost your children, as far as you know. You won't learn about that for another 20 years. Yeah. But I need you to do this mission. Say, you need a lightsaber. So, yeah, they wanted to explain how Vader got his lightsaber, and like I said, Legends had a much more clearer, quick explanation, like, oh, synthetic crystal. Instead, we see Vader go on a quest for it. It's almost like a rite of passage, like the Jedi having to find their kyber crystals, and what the Force tells them to find it. This time, Vader has to steal a kyber crystal from a Jedi Master, one that he has never seen before, because he's done this ritual, part of the Jedi, where he basically is in exile and did not participate in any of the Clone Wars era stuff, so that explains why he was gone. Yeah, we learn about who he was for like a couple of panels. So, Darth Vader arrives, he kills some people. Yeah, classic Darth Vader stuff. But here's the most interesting thing about it. When he confronts the Jedi Master, firstly, he has to go through this bridge to get to him, since the Jedi Master, being a Jedi, has to be very stupid at the same time and saying, I will fight you with honor, even though you've killed millions of people by now. I mean, like, well, not really millions, but you're part of a system that will kill millions. And he tells him to go through this bridge, and the droid suggests, hey, we can deactivate the bridge and cause him to fall into the darkness and die. And the Jedi Master, in his stupidity, says no. Now, before people in the comment section rant about why a Jedi would not do this, I'm like, okay, the Jedi Master's already quickly deduced that the Jedi are all gone. Well, most of them at least. Kanan, Ezra, well, not Ezra, he was not technically a Jedi. And Ahsoka are prime examples. So, why doesn't he just kill him? That would end everything. Like, it's so obvious, like, they're just making excuses in my mind. Like, I might be a Legends fanatic, like, I'm pretty sure they did this a lot in Legends. They had to make up convenient reasons why they couldn't do this or that to a character that would appear later on in a movie or a TV show. But it just kind of pisses me off. It's like a pet peeve that I have. Like, okay, here's the problem. You have an option to get rid of it. Get rid of it. But instead, you have to go with the bullshit route and explain why you can't do this. Because it's against who you are, even though that would solve, like, millions of problems. Like, yeah, like that also reminds me, Obi-Wan is a prime example of this. He could have just force-pushed Anakin into the lava and just end all this, but instead he brags about how he loves him as a brother, and I'm thinking like, okay, push him into the lava, end his suffering, be that brother figure you want to be, and just end his suffering. Like, he's practically dead at this point, so why not just put him out of his misery? What? You don't have time? Oh, you had to make speech time, okay. Yeah, that really made me look at episode 3, and I kind of wish Anakin won. Just so Obi-Wan would shut up. Yeah, I've kind of grown to dislike Obi-Wan because even though he's supposed to be this wise Jedi Master, he's portrayed as a... Let's see, he's at the level of Palpatine in terms of being a stupid idiot. Yeah, before this, Vader steals a ship and goes to a bunch of clones who are explaining what we already knew from Rebels, saying that Palpatine's getting rid of all the clones. It's only been less than 30 seconds after Revenge of the Sith, and they're already planning to get rid of the clones. Well, technically it's been like a day or two, and they've already decided that, like, boom, we gotta get rid of the clones. We gotta sacrifice the clone troopers for something for stupid stormtroopers. I'm looking at you, Rex. Yeah. And the only thing that a clone gets now is to do menial tasks, and Vader kills them all after tracking down where the Jedi Master is. Which begs the question, why doesn't Vader just... Like, I get that he's a Sith, but couldn't he have just brung a lightsaber to test himself to see if he can function in this? And duel the Jedi Master to prove himself worthy of a lightsaber of a Sith? Even though he just took one from a... okay, yeah, I'm just overthinking this probably. So, yeah. The bridge part, that kind of annoyed me. Yeah, I was thinking, like, just end it. You have an option. Just end it. And I've already been on a tangent on this, so I don't feel like getting into this. So then he fights, and then the droid comes out and tries to attack him, making a quick speech of how the dark side will never triumph over the light. And immediately getting fucked over it. Yeah, Vader grabs him and throws him off a cliff. Less than 10 seconds. Okay, I know we're supposed to take this seriously, but that was actually kind of funny. Like, I will defeat you. The dark side shall never... Oh my god, I made a huge mistake. Splat, dead. So Darth Vader afterwards takes the training saber from the droid that he just massacred with in 30 seconds and challenges the Jedi Master. And the reason why I'm not saying his name is because I can't pronounce his name right, so I'm pretty sure I'll screw it up. So yeah, Darth Vader and him, they duel for a couple of panels, and Darth Vader gets his ass kicked. Yeah, Darth Vader loses this first round. Yeah, he gets his ass handed to him and gets pushed off a cliff. And the Jedi Master once again deduces, oh, then you have a master. Like, you don't have a lightsaber and whatnot, you have a master. So I'm going to, my ritual is, my rite of passage of whatever it was is complete. So I'm going to hunt down and kill your master and bring back light to the galaxy. Even if you succeeded, Luke will destroy it in less than a year. It's time for the Jedi to end. Yeah, anyways. So after that, we got Vader falls off this cliff. He goes, and the Jedi Master walks off because he thinks he beat him. But we have the power of, we know what's gonna happen already on our side, since, you know, we know Vader survives this and moves on and dies at Endor. Yeah. So moving on. Vader goes ahead and repairs himself with a droid who is for some reason still functioning a little bit, and makes another speech, and Vader just likes, "Bitch, please, shut up." Yeah, like, I was thinking, like, oh my god, you're making a long-winded speech about why the light will triumph over the dark. And I was like, thank you, Vader, you shut him up for good. And here's the thing, Vader, since his leg gets damaged, yeah, we see his inner shell, like the robotic prosthetic legs. We see inside Vader's suit a bit. So instead of like the eye or the head, we actually see part of his mangled body, which I thought was kind of interesting. So Vader goes ahead and uses the droid's body to repair himself, since he has lost some parts of his prosthetic arm and prosthetic leg, and uses it to round up a new set of arms and legs temporarily until he got back, and prepares to go back after the Jedi Master, who just kicked his ass. That's smart. So the Jedi Master arrives to his family in this town, and I'm like, oh, well, I know where this is going. Vader's gonna kill all of them. Like, it's clearly obvious he's gonna kill all of them. Like, granted, this could be cool and executed well, but we know where this is going. He's going to kill the innocent. So, yeah. And sure enough, the Jedi Master prepares to leave, and because, oh, and he also kills children in this indirect, we don't see it, but he kills children. Yeah. So this Jedi Master is caught off guard when these guards try to stop him and Vader from fighting, thinking this is just a public nuisance, and I'm like, okay, wait, hold on. There's a couple of people here that know he's a Jedi. Wouldn't they also know he's a Jedi unless they were really young? And even then, weren't their parents told them about the Jedi? And I'll get to the Jedi in a moment, but yeah, wouldn't they have known about that? Yeah, I was wondering that. So Vader force pushes them off the building, and the Jedi Master, being the noble hero who will save 3 lives in exchange for trillions of others throughout the galaxy, even though he could probably stop this and sacrifice these 3 people in exchange for millions. Yeah, my philosophy's fucked. Yeah, I'm just trying to think logically in the Star Wars universe. So yeah, the Jedi Master tries to save these 3 people. Vader goes in and destroys a water tank, and the Jedi Master, after he lowers the soldiers to safety, tries to stop the water from coming out. And Vader, of course, gets the opportunity to force choke him, and he forces him to watch the water disperse out of the tank and kill everybody and destroy the entire city. That is dark. And once again, I'm wondering, why wasn't this not in a movie? Like, you saw Vader slaughter rebel troopers. Why not see this scene in a movie, not comic? So, yeah. Darth Vader then breaks his neck with the Force and takes his lightsaber beforehand. And he admits he's a monster. So, are they doing this angle where Darth Vader hates himself? Because that works so well in Legends. I'm just wondering if Disney will do it here. Yeah, so let's go on to some... So, That's the main plot going on through 1 through 4, but let me talk about some side things. Now we see that blue guy whose name I completely forgot about, Maz something. Not Maz Kanata, Maz someone else. He was the Vice Chancellor of Chancellor Palpatine during the Clone Wars. Now I think he's Viceroy as part of the Empire. Yeah, he gives a rousing speech about how they defeated the traitorous Jedi. And here's the thing, the Clone Troopers are dumping religious artifacts into this fiery pot. And I'm thinking, oh, I think I know what they're doing. Not because they're going to obviously destroy these relics, but it kind of comes across as Holocaust imagery when Nazi Germany was doing messed up things. So, yeah. And then he shows what many people wonder what happened to it. And I think even in Legends they never came up with a perfect explanation. Yoda's lightsaber. Yeah, we got confirmation that the Empire has Yoda's lightsaber, and they throw it into the furnace and burn it all, which emits a blue fiery light coming out of it. Yeah, when you think about it, I'm pretty sure destroying kyber crystals, since they can be very unstable depending on the current environment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a fucking stupid idea. So, yeah, and the clone troopers, they're complaining about, oh, we're getting fired now. And then we saw this quote comedic scene where this clone trooper says, I am a Jedi, holding a lightsaber, and the clone has to deadpan, basically saying, no, you're not. If you were a Jedi, you'd be dead. And I'm like, oh god, I'm pretty sure they're gonna die. Yeah, even when Darth Vader's battling them, they still act like they're in this situation, but they still bicker with each other. Like, hey, we're gonna do this. No, we're gonna do this. Oh, how about we do this? And whatnot, and say, oh yeah, we'll do that. We'll so do that if we survive. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, more clones off the list. So, yeah, now, that was the end of 1 through 4, and I generally like this. I had a handful of problems here or there. The pacing felt a little fast, considering that it went from Vader getting a ship to immediately going to this clone facility that Palpatine never even explained where the hell this location was. So, yeah. Now, there is a lot of debate about what's going to happen soon. The next arc is said to be involving another Jedi. Oh, we're getting this now. Involving Vader and the debut of the Grand Inquisitor to hunt down this Jedi, who Palpatine sees as a major threat to everything he's built. And there's a reason why this Jedi is a major threat. It's not just any ordinary Jedi. It's the librarian Jocasta Nu. Yeah, she survived. In Legends, she is, ironically, killed by Vader. Like, in the first second he walks into the temple. It's even shown in the Revenge of the Sith game. She somehow survived, even though I'm trying to wonder how. I hope they explain that. And she's gathering knowledge of the Jedi and hoping to build them back up. Now, here's the interesting thing. We see an image of the Grand Inquisitor standing over Darth Vader's severed helmet. Yeah, like it's cut in half. And I thought, ooh, how did this happen? Like, but now that I think about it, Jocasta Nu wasn't really that great of a lightsaber. That's what we've heard, at least. Like, oh, did some Jedi survive? Because of this, please make a massacre out of this. Because that would be so freaking awesome to see in the Star Wars universe again. Or, and this is a highly unlikely route, did she learn a ritual where she could bring a Jedi back as a ghostly specter to fight Vader? Because if so, please be Revan. I dream of Vader versus Revan, or Anakin versus Revan. That would be an awesome fight. I was disappointed when I heard about this Jedi. I was thinking, oh, it's Quinlan Vos. Like, he survived in Legends. Maybe he survived in this one. They never really showed him. Like, the last time we heard from him was in Revenge of the Sith, had Boz Pity in the Outer Rim. So, Hey, how about we do that? How about Quinlan Voss versus Darth Vader? That'd be kind of awesome. Darth Vader was unorthodox as Anakin. Quinlan Voss was unorthodox. Nope, it's not that. It's the librarian who we rarely never seen use a lightsaber. Disappointing. So it'd be interesting to see where that's gonna go. I'm pretty sure in the 5th issue it's going to be Darth Vader bleeding into his lightsaber crystal, the kyber crystal, and showing it turn into a Sith lightsaber that he would eventually be used to using for the next 20 years. Now, I do want to praise that they gave a more realistic approach to Vader being in the suit. Like, he's not, like, in Legends, they just seem like one more thing and he's already straight up badass. Yeah, like, in the first after Revenge of the Sith storyline they do, is Vader torturing a Jedi prisoner who's looking for Obi-Wan, and then he gets tricked into following this conclave meeting where he's tricked to fight these Jedi, and he immediately beats them all. Like, yeah, he had some struggle, but the only injury he got was a busted part of his helmet exposing his eye. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So, yeah. And that was only in less than a month after being in that suit. So I'm like, what fucking training? Like, I'm getting, like, this was awesome. But what kind of training did you go through throughout that less than 4 weeks to get to this? Yeah. So I'm glad they're doing a more realistic take on Vader. Well, as realistic as they can get. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I am disappointed that this does not turn into a movie, because imagine the goldmine Disney could make making a Darth Vader movie. And I would want it rated R. I would praise Disney immediately if they made this rated R. Show the deep psychological torture that Vader's going through. Like, there's a balance between him hunting down Jedi and brooding about the fact that he's lost everything. They could have done that, but instead they're making it a comic. And I hope they do just as good, but I would have loved to see it be a rated R movie. I'm like, granted, Disney probably wouldn't do a rated R movie. They'd do PG-13 at best, but one can dream. So, those were my thoughts on the first 4 issues of the Darth Vader Dark Lord of the Sith comic, 2017 Marvel. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate. Stay tuned for more.